These two guns can run the exact same magazines, same 15 round capacity, but one is built for simplicity and the other is built for value performance. So here is the real question. Are you carrying the gun that may shoot better, or are you going to carry the gun that you trust more but might not be? Because today is not going to be just about Glock versus Alpha Foxtrot. I feel this is going to be about Glock's reputation versus a completely new and different philosophy. Welcome back to Glockaholic 76. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like this video at the end, please hit that like button. It helps us get seen by more people just like you. Today, we're breaking down the Glock 43X versus the Alpha Foxtrot 1911 S15. That's a mouthful. And whether one of these actually deserves a spot in your or my carry rotation. Most people look at this and think, oh, wow, okay, so you got same magazines work in both pistols. They both function, but one looks like a 1911. You know that there's more to it than that, right? As I say, proven by data, defined in the dirt. Well, I'm going to bring you a real-life perspective around everyday carry, range time, and practical use of these two firearms, because I think that's what matters. Reliability, performance, and what you actually can shoot better. They may share the same magazines, but that's about it. I originally picked up this Glock 43X because I wanted a slim, lightweight carry gun that just worked. Had the Glock reliability attached to it, their history, it was simple, just no extra thinking. And you get that dependability, that familiarity, and it just seemed like the right choice. But just like everyone else, wanted more capacity. At the time, you had the SIG, the P365XL, the Hellcat, all those great little micro compact firearms, and they could hold more. And 10 rounds was just like, everybody looked at Glock and was just like, really? Originally, the solution that came out was to use these wonderful, wonderful magazines that were made by Sheild Arms. You know, you had to swap out your plastic polymer mag release. That way it would work as it should. It took Sheild a few iterations of these particular magazines to kind of fix the design, and eventually they became reliable for the most part, and most people really liked the switch and made the switch to the S15 magazines, which I don't use it in this particular gun, but I do use it in the Alpha Foxtrot, the S15 Sheild, and they're very reliable for me in this pistol. But this does have a metal mag release. So this pistol, the Alpha Foxtrot, the 1911 S15, was designed around these S15 magazines right there on the slide. A lot of people like to keep their pistols as stock as possible. In this instance, I've switched out this trigger to the Apex trigger because I just couldn't stand the original trigger that came with the 43X, and it's got that kind of, it's rounded and has those grooves in the side, and it was just very uncomfortable for me to shoot for any decent amount of time. Palmetto State came around and said shortly after that, hey, we got a magazine that's going to work. It was designed for our micro Dagger pistol. It holds 15 rounds. Better yet, it's a hybrid design. It's got a plastic front. It's got the aluminum back, so it keeps that solid construction. And this you can use with your polymer mag release on your 43X. There were also quite a few iterations of this particular magazine, and it took a few times for PSA to get it right with these hybrid versions. And the fact that you can keep your original mag catch was quite appealing. Personally, I replaced the base plates on these with the SLR, and then have an access arm base plates somewhere around here. Let's see, they're just kind of more plain, and they work just as well, because the original plastic ones that were on the Palmetto State, they kind of bowed, and I feel it was thin and it wasn't that strong, and I was worried that with the full mag, especially with 15 rounds, if this hit the right way, that base plate was going to crack or come off. So I feel a lot more confident carrying the metal ones, and I think the SLRs kind of look cool. They have the grips on the side. They are more expensive, and then the access arms are kind of just your simple plain Jane base plates. They do the job and they fit just fine. If you want to keep things in the OEM, can now use that they've come out with, Mec-Gar came out with these metal Glock OEM magazines. I'm going to try these out. This particular one is actually just a standard 18 round. I'm using the Glock 19. But as you can see, this has this little indent here. So it allows you to maintain your magazine release. It seems smoother even than in your PSA, which is a little sharper, but not as bad. So I think it might even prevent wear. Time will tell how these will work. New magazines that are going to hold 15 rounds. Now, I've already seen some complaints that they stick out too much at the bottom and all of that. But once they get out into market, and we'll see how people use them and what aftermarket accessories start coming in for the magazine itself, it's going to be interesting to see how that evolves. You kind of get the best of both worlds with the OEM magazines, and I always am a fan of using the OEM products as opposed to aftermarket, but the cost is a lot better to bear. That's a consideration. When it comes to the Alpha Foxtrot 1911 S15, the entire idea of a 15 round hybrid function between getting a slimline hammer-fired 2011, 1911-ish style into a compact carryable firearm. And as you can see, like my pinky, the grip is really short on this. So when it comes to concealed carry, you're going to see that's kind of the piece that you have to conceal. And if you look at the height on these two, they're very, very similar. And actually, I don't know if you could see from that angle, this, I do have the grip safety kind of taped down here, but this piece here, it does angle nicely, help with that concealability where the Glock kind of sticks right out there. And sometimes if you're wearing shorts or something, it might be a little bit harder to conceal. One of these is going to be easy to carry, but the other one is going to be so much easier to shoot. Here's something that a lot of people didn't realize is the Alpha Foxtrot 1911 S15 is not really a 1911 double stack. It's a double stack modernized, if you will, 1911 style pistol with the 15+1 aluminum frame, and it has the steel slide construction and this really nice finish, and it actually has a thinner, and as we talked about, shorter grip than a single stack 1911, but it gives you that 15+1 capacity. And just as a comparison, here is my Kimber CDP2. This is a compact 1911 Kimber Custom Shop. You might have seen the video on this. Check it out. This is the Ultra CDP2. And if you want to take these two and compare the thickness, you can see, I mean, these have the rubber grips on the side, but it is just slightly thicker than the Alpha Foxtrot. Now, the Kimber only comes with a 7-round magazine. It's also thinner. I mean, this is a 45 ACP format where this is a 9mm, but you can kind of get the idea that it's even slimmer than a 1911. And the Alpha Foxtrot was built around the S15 Sheild Arm magazines. So the system that was originally designed for the Glock 43X as a aftermarket fix, I guess that's where the comparison between the two really becomes real. Real quick, here's the specs for the Glock 43X. You know, it's a 9mm. Originally, the capacity was 10+1. Now, with the new Glock OEM-ish Mec-Gar magazines, the S15 mags, or the PSA mags, it's a 15-round pistol. Barrel on this is 3.41. The weight is only 18.7 ounces. And obviously, this is an striker-fired pistol. Now, you switch over to the Alpha Foxtrot. This is a 9mm, same capacity, same magazines. The barrel is just slightly longer, 3.5. 10 ounces heavier, though. This is 28.5 ounces. And it is a single-action hammer-fired pistol. It has this sweet, sweet 1911-ish, we'll say, trigger. We all know how the Glock triggers hold up. Some people, they're shootable, they're fine, but you cannot beat, in my opinion, a quality 1911 trigger. On paper, these do look similar, but in your hand, they're not even close. The grip on the Glock 43X, it feels light and thin. You could feel it's top heavy. The weight is only in the slide, but it's very, very easy to carry. And then you look at your 1911 S15. This is planted. There's weight in my hand. I feel the weight here, and it's not really pulling the weight of the slide because this is an aluminum frame, and it's I just feel more locked in, more it's just more aggressive of a grip. The Alpha Foxtrot, it demands your attention. It presents nice. It's got that great point, like as a lot of these 1911 and 2011s do compared to the Glocks, where you have to kind of aim down a little bit. That natural feel, completely different triggers. They're on completely different levels. You're going to have on the Alpha Foxtrot. We'll check it out. Make sure this pistol's clear, which we all know it is. This is just, very short take up on this one. And then you're going to have a nice crisp break and a very, very short reset. And that's just your classic 1911 performance, but in a small, compact 15-round package. Huge win here. Now, the 43X equals Glock, equals simple, very standard. It's a Glock. Has been for 40 plus years. No safeties, point and shoot, right? Apex trigger in here, still has that kind of take up, and your standard Glock, and then your tactile reset. So very familiar with the Glock triggers. Everybody who's handled a Glock, if you've seen one, you've seen them all, right? So the 1911 S15 is optic ready, right? So, and this is just a feature-rich pistol for a great value. There's a lot of great pistols and that cost a heck of a lot more than the S15s, and I think this is a very nice looking pistol. It's got some style to it. Once again, the Glock is simple and proven, and it's basic, but it works. So on this particular Glock, I do have the O-Sight SE mounted directly to the slide. I really like that because it allows me to get a nice co-witness. Some of the other videos, I had the Hogue grip on my Glock 43X, which is here. I'm trying to try something else new out to see if I can make it even slimmer, make it conceal even better without the Hogue grip. The original texture on the Gen 5 is not a problem for me, and I think it works just fine. I'm going to give it some more testing at the range to see how it feels without the Hogue grip, which I've been a big fan of over the years. So the 1911 S15, it just feels like a precision instrument. It's got a forged aluminum 7075 T6 frame. So you get those steel inserts inside on the actual frame itself and the rails. This is coated with a polished black DLC, and it results in that kind of smooth cycling pistol that ends up being really easy to clean. And it uses the standard 1911 hammer. You need serious rounds through both of these to really judge them. In any carry pistol, you always want to put some rounds through, put your carry ammo through. The Glock 43X, I've got a lot of rounds through. Really starting to get up there in round count with the Alpha Foxtrot. It's been reliable so far. The Glock 43X obviously is light, and you feel it in your hand when you shoot this pistol. It's not uncomfortable or unmanageable in any way, but if you go to the range and shoot 200 rounds, you're going to kind of know it and maybe know it the next day. The 1911 S15, it's heavier. That extra weight does work in your favor when you're shooting, and the 1911 style trigger, pretty much as easy as it gets. And it absorbs recoil much, much better. And sometimes it feels like I was shooting a Staccato HD or a Kimber or even my Prodigy 2011/1911 double stack. To be honest, I just wanted to keep shooting this at the range. It was just a lot of fun, and when you can shoot, it's comfortable and you're hitting targets, pinpoint accuracy. It just makes it overall more and more enjoyable. Alpha Foxtrot was clearly more forgiving at the range. When it comes to reliability, both of these, like I said, I've had no issues. Shootability, 1911 S15, as I said, it's easier to shoot well. Glock, it's easier to carry, very simple to operate. Now I want to answer the real question. Would I trust the Glock 43X every day? If you watch some of my other videos about the Glock 43X, without hesitation, it's a yes. It's a Glock, no issues, no problems. Would I trust the Alpha Foxtrot S15? Yes, but I still need to push this thing to its limits. And if I had to grab and go, I would have no problem with something like this, but I'm just not there yet. It still needs some more range time, still needs, I think, to be broken in a little bit. Is it worth it? The Alpha Foxtrot is a tremendous value, 100% yes. On top of here, if you haven't noticed, I have a Holoston 407K. It fits great. I think I have a little shim under there I had to put in there to kind of help it sight. It allows you to co-witness. Very, very good with this setup, if I can even get that going on there. Just switching across real quick so I can show you the sight picture on the O-Sight SE with a co-witness as well. But I think this is 100% worth it. And if you just want something simple and reliable, you could stick with the Glock 43X. It does the job, and it's also a fairly great value compared to some of the other pistols out there. Would I buy these again? Yes, I'd buy both of these again. The Glock is the safe choice, the 1911 S15 Alpha Foxtrot, the performance choice, I guess, and your personal skill level and comfort will decide which one wins for you. If you found this video helpful and you want to see more of Glockaholic 76, I'd love to have you as a subscriber. And if you like this video, like it. If you didn't, don't, but let me know why. Drop it down in the comments. Either way, I want to hear your thoughts. The Glock 43X or the Alpha Foxtrot 1911 S15. Between these two, which one are you carrying? As always, I appreciate you watching. Train smart, shoot often, stay ready. Glockaholic 76. Talk to you soon.